go get the chat. Is it working? Are you working? Yeah, you're working. Okay. Good, good, good. I just need this so that I know what's going on in the chat. Anyways, hello everyone. Today we're going to be working on getting shading done for episode 2 because I'd rather not do this alone. You guys don't realize that shading is really just very, very boring in general. Like, it's not fun like the drawing process, it's not intriguing like the coloring process, it's just shadows. So yeah, we're just going to basically be going page by page. Like I said, I've minimized the shading a crap ton. So we are just gonna be very, very simple on the shading. We're not gonna go full blown boom, boom, boom. Nope, we're just gonna go nice and easy. So I'm only putting shadows where they need to be, unless it's like a really dramatic scene, then we go a little more intense on the shading. And there will have to be times when I have to pause because, well, I do other artwork, so yeah, I have to be careful. Okay, anyways, let's get started. So I've already done 2 pages today, and was gonna call it there, but then I'm like, you know what, I really need to get this shit, going. So I basically decided, you know what, I'm gonna do this with my audience. They can join me in the suffering. Alright, so first things first, we gotta find the color layers. Right there. And then, basically what I do is I just look at this and just kind of target where shadows would naturally be cast. Because this is being in a dark environment, so there's not really shadows. So I'm just gonna kind of go with underneath these, like I'm just gonna go with the light gray. Actually, a smart way to do this is this way. Make sure I'm on the right brush. Yep. And we're just gonna kind of just go something like this. Does that blend too much with the bangs? I don't think so, but then again, I could be wrong. So join me as we go on an adventure together. Okay, I'm gonna probably put one just kind of coming down like that. I should reiterate, I am not a professional, so yeah, I'm still a newbie to this stuff. Underneath the chin. Okay, a little bit more towards the back, right there. And I appreciate your guys' support on Redhill Academy so far, because yeah, it was kind of nerve-wracking, I'm not gonna lie, to premiere something that isn't, what I usually do. So yeah, we're just gonna get the stuff that we need to get and call it good. Alright. Inside the ear. And for those just joining, like I said, we're not going to be going crazy with the shading. We're just going to be going very light. Nope, darker than that. Let me turn my stabilizer on. Oh, hang on. Need to get rid of that as well. Too much. What the fuck? Better. Alright, and then for the hair, all I'm going to do is just kind of do an airbrush trick. So we're just going to go something like an airbrush. We're going to get a slightly darker color than the base. Something like that. And we're just going to kind of add a little streak without making it look not too shitty. This just kind of elevates the hair a little bit more to kind of give it some posture. Like, if this wasn't such a big project, then I would put a little more effort into it, but yeah, it's just a lot of work, guys, so I have to be careful. Yep, just like that. I guess I could do something like that at the back. Need to put a shadow underneath the antler. I also need to put one right here. But that just kind of gives the hair a little bit of life. Just so I don't have to go the full 9 yards. Okay. The clothes. I think I just have this on a base white. Yep. Are they on a separate layer? I don't think so. Nope, they're all on the same layer. Okay. So I just go something maybe like that. Just to kind of see what it does. Yep, that's fine. Alright. That should do the trick. Like I said, I'm not going crazy here. I'm just trying to get a good amount of shading because it is a manga style. So it's not really meant to be 100%. I do remember these kind of being copy-pasties of each other, but I'll do them separately. Alright. Now into panel 2, find the color layer. Yep, that's the one. Oh, what to do? Just get that color. And now we're going to try and copy paste that side as much as we can. That's the wrong brush. Okay, a little too high. Or down, too far, I should say. About right there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, the other side of the bangs again. Oh, right. Forget that the stabilizer is on. But I need the stabilizer because, yeah. Okay, I see a problem. Hang on. Eraser? I would need a slightly darker color of this variant. Yeah, like that. Then we just go back to this base color. And just kind of fill that gap right there. Okay, what'd I do? I crossed it, yep. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go something like that for sure. Then get this color again. Just kind of go up like that. Whoops. That is very, very subtle, but it's there. Okay, where else did I go for? I think that's about it. Oh, wait. I see some little bleeds that got through, but we'll fix it. So darken that. A little darker, but that's okay. Nah, I'm gonna actually fix that. Stabilizer is definitely making it a lot harder than it needs to be. Okay. Got the underside of the bangs. Now we just need to add the details to the hair. Okay, so that was just a slightly darker gradient of this. And with the airbrush tool. We'll start from the back. Turn the stabilizer off for this one. Yep, that'll work. Okay, I do see some bleed that got through on the other one, but that's not a hard fix at all. That's just erasing. Is it towards the front? Nope, it's towards the back. Okay. It's very, very subtle, but it is there. Okay, now I need my stabilizer back. Which, if you don't know what a stabilizer is, basically it's a cheat tool for people with shaky hands. That's exactly what it is. And I have very shaky hands, so it definitely helps. Okay, that needs to be slightly darker. Give that a airbrush. Just one little stroke. Okay. I feel like I'm missing somewhere, but I'm not sure where. Okay, let me just double check there's no bleed. I think I can see just a tiny bit of it right there. You can definitely see it right there. So you go back to that layer. Excuse me. This one. And just erase that bleed that got through. Stuff you don't notice until a little later. And it's kind of annoying. Okay, those first two are fine. For the most part. Okay, this one I think I can really avoid just putting a lot of shading into because it's a far view and the main focus honestly is just the character's expressions. So I can put a little bit of shading but not too much. I don't think it's really necessary to put a shit ton here. Just two friends having a casual conversation. Okay. I do think I'm gonna do the shadow trick thing. Unless... oh shit, did I put those on the same layer? I did. Fuck. That's okay. That is fine. Then we'll just do this. This is where I could really use the stabilizer. Okay, I gotta turn my stabilizer off. Because it's really starting to piss me off. There we go. That side. Flat. Flat. I would imagine the shadow's probably on that side. Yeah, that looks more accurate. Okay, the inside of the ear. Could I just go with this color? No, too light. Oh yeah, underside of the chin. That's right. It's a key spot. And I never can get this freaking correct. At least never on the first try. Excuse me. Yep, too much shadow. Yeah, if I'm just looking casually, I'm not even seeing that, so. Yep, good to go. Look, I'm mainly just looking for areas where shadows are naturally cast. Like under here, where the shadow would connect from the shirt. Like I'll know this. I know the some of the pages that are going to be like one of the more like the more dramatic shading style, but they don't come for a while. Okay, let's see. Besides the hair, I think the only other place is right here, because there has to be a little teeny bit of shadow underneath that area. Yeah, that works. Maybe, let's see. Ah, down here. Yep, there we go. Alright, now the airbrush ones. Let's start with like the skin tones and all that stuff. Or even the shirt tones. There's no definitive light source, like direction, so we're just going to kind of go, we need a little bit more on that. We're just going to kind of go with what looks best. Fuck no. There we go. Underside. The only reason I'm doing this is just to kind of give a little bit of elevation to those areas. Just so they look a little bit more like they're actually connected and not just flat lines. And that the shirt has some shading. It's very, very subtle, but it is there. Okay, here. Against these little folds. Yep, let's do that on this side as well. Yep. Okay. Just I think it's just the hair that's left now. Slightly darker color. Am I on the airbrush? Yes, I am. Let's see. That might be a little too... Yep, it needs to be darker. There we go. And if the lines look messy, that's because they were never traced over, and this is the rough underneath texture. Long story short, guys, I don't have time to do that without it taking up a crap ton of time, so besides, the way I look at it is you're looking at it from, like, this angle. You're not really paying attention to those itty bitty little details that really are not like what you're looking at anyways. And that's kind of the idea that you've got to have in your head as an artist. Like, you gotta think from the eye of the like your actual like audience. Like, what are they looking at? What do they see? The faster you learn that lesson, the much easier your shading and lighting process becomes. Not only that, also your sketching process, because I know so many people that have that like perfectionist like mindset, and they're like, oh, every line has to be perfect, this has to be perfect, I can't have this here, not even this tiny little dot that nobody is going to notice. Trust me, I've been there. I did the same exact thing, so I know. I'm even still guilty of it now. Because I'll find myself going, I don't like that. I can see it, but I know the viewers ain't gonna be able to see it. And yeah, that's just the annoying part of it, is that you as the perfectionist, you're like, well, I want my art to be as good as possible, but at the same time, you can't kill yourself. That is so subtle. And that's literally how I'm just looking at this. It's like, well, I'll just go with what my viewers can see. Like, what are you guys looking at? You're looking at the characters. You're looking at their faces. You're looking at the colors that catch your eye. You're looking at the text. That's what you're looking at. So that's how I have to approach this. Ooh, right. This is kind of a guess. Okay, that don't look too bad. Kind of looks more 3D-ish, I guess. Maybe around the collar. Oh, we still got to bring that too. Oh yeah, the skirt. Oh, I see a little shadow I forgot. There we go. Just looking to see if there's any other little spots that I missed. Besides the obvious ones. Don't think so. Oh. Let me try something. What if I added like that to the outside? Kinda does something. Yeah, I'll go with that. Now we're on Sabrina, which I think we can just start moving. Yep. So we're just gonna start the skirt first. I know a lot of people say don't use the airbrush, but hey, it's how I was taught. It's what I'm used to, so I'm doing it with the airbrush. Like, if I was really shading, like really putting my effort into the shading, this would not look like this. You would have two cell shading going on. And I have done this for this story. But I've really just made it easier on myself by just doing what matters rather than killing myself. Let's go with a lighter gray for this shirt. Okay, a lot of shadows here. not bad. I think I can see that. I think it's gonna turn now. It's gonna do the like turntable thing because of how she's turned. Oops. Is that good? Yeah. All right, the underside of the ears, because that's a thing with like dragon and elf ears. Okay. Needs to be lighter. This was the chapter that really tested my ability with poses. And I have definitely taken the liberty of learning different stuff, like different styles, different poses, just to kind of make this whole process of making Redhill a lot more easier. Like I'm making another manga series on the outside of this one, and yeah, it's definitely given me a lot of challenges, but it does give me practice with not just the art style, but it also does give me challenges with like poses and like just different ideas in general. Because that's one thing I've learned of manga, especially, is that it's very animated. So you got to make it look animated, and that's the tricky part. I think we're gonna probably go about maybe around 13 or 15. Not dark enough. Nope. Like that, getting these on point is a pain in the ass. You think me doing this a million times over, it would be natural to me, but no, it's still challenging. And niche. Okay, I hate that you get a bump on your finger from being an artist. Digital artist per se. It's a pain in the rear. It gets in your way and it makes you lose hold of the pen sometimes. It almost sticks out a little too much. Better. Much better. Alright. Alright. Shade the shirt. Go with a lighter / darker gray. Just kind of put some shadows underneath these guys. smaller. Okay, that's not too bad. Nope. It's very, very subtle, but it is there. Okay, let's have like a little darkness around the area where the shirt connects. Want to see if I can do this with the airbrush first. Yeah. Alright, I'll do it with the brush. Let's try it again. There we go. Okay. Not too bad. It just looks like this side's a little too, I don't know, boring. Let's add some to this edge. Now you can see that plain as day. Very subtle here. I think I can see where a shadow should go. That's right there. Okay. It does look better. I think I can add a shadow there though. Yep, that definitely was good. Oh, the underside of this part, yeah, whatever it's called, the arm. Shadow from the shirt. That don't look shaped right. Probably more like a curve like that. Let's try doing something like that. That's probably more the right shaping. Yep, perfect. Okay, those look fine. Okay, and down here, I don't think shading is needed. The close-up of the eye is fine, as is. Okay, I think that's one down. Pretty sure that's one down. Yeah. All right, save that. Okay, I gotta pause real quick and then I'll be on the next page. Okay, had an ad. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I need a drink. Be right back. I just gotta get a drink. If I be right back, I mean I'm right here. Oh my fucking back. Oh my fucking back. Okay, so for this page, I don't really think much shading is honestly needed because the majority of it is already done. I think the only place that needs shading really is the hand. So that wouldn't be that hard to do at all. In fact, that's actually going to be more of a lighting thing than a shading thing. So we're mainly focusing on this one. So that would be the last one. Does the text or anything in the way? Nope. Okay, where's the color? Actually, I have an idea. Let's do that. Okay. So we're just gonna go right. Make a copy. Did I copy? Yes, I did. Okay. Get that out. Then we're gonna paste. Then we're gonna go to the filter. We're gonna change that to black. Because basically all I did was just copy pasted. That's all I did. And we're just gonna turn down that opacity a crap ton. And then we're just gonna kind of maneuver it. So let's see, the light would be coming from the top. So the shadow would all be on the bottom. So, yeah, this is more of a lighting thing than a shading thing, actually. Okay, I'm gonna need a smaller eraser for that. Like, I won't lie, this part of the process kind of feels like sculpting in a way. Weirdly, it does. I don't know why it does, but it does. Okay. And then the light, let's see. So it's like half and half, pretty much. This is what I would normally do if I was like doing a big drawing. This is what we call cell shading. And this is like the more professional way to shade, I would say. Okay, I'm just gonna have to kind of do those manually. Okay, already that's looking great. But I do kind of want to add a little subtle shadow. Okay, and the curvature of this doesn't seem right. That looks a little better. Okay, that actually doesn't look too bad. Okay. Let's do the blur trick. Something I learned from Art Fight. Definitely makes your lighting look a lot more convincing. Okay. Yeah, I don't see any other places that need really any shading. So I think this page is pretty much done. Alright, pause, be right back. Alright, we're back. And I know exactly how see, this is a case of a panel where I would stop and I would really, really do the heavy shading because this is important. This is like a kind of moment for her in this case. Did I put those on separate layers? I do not know. Okay, so the clothes and the skin color are all on the same layer, but the wings are not. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to do it regardless. So we're gonna basically do what we just did, except we're gonna do it kind of backwards. We're just gonna fill in the skin with black because I'm planning to just basically do like a 50-50 kind of shade. Wouldn't that be smarter? Yeah, it kind of would be, wouldn't it? Let's get the stabilizer. So there's a bump right there, goes across the nose. There'd be a shadow there, so we could connect it to that one. Oh, it has to be a connection point. Okay. Then that comes down, goes out because she is very big on the chest area. Okay, I don't want a 50-50 or right straight down the middle. Then right here, let's kind of go down like this. Then out kind of like that. Okay, then we get to the hair, which is the tricky part. Which side am I going to have this shadow coming from? I guess it really doesn't matter. I would go with this side probably. So this would have to go something like up and curve probably from like right here. This is just a starting point. Okay, the shadow would be on this side. Okay, we just want to focus on her hands and her shirt. I gotta do the hair, I think. Nope, I gotta do the hair too. Look, I know, it looks like madness right now, but trust me, you'll understand when we get there. This is just a process that takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. And it looks weird while you're doing it. Oh, we've got an opening somewhere. Right there. Something like that, yeah. Are her eyes on a different layer? They are not. Okay. I think the highlight is. Yes, it is good. That's what I want to see. Right now she kind of looks like a monster, but it's gonna be fine, I assure you. Okay. Yeah, kind of looks like a half angel, half monster kind of thing going on. Well, she is a monster, technically. Technically, she is a monster. Hair. This is where I need my thing off. Because I need to be able to get all those little nooks and crannies without any setbacks. This will definitely be a longer page because it's definitely going to take some focus. But that's the thing with this page. This page has got to be like it's got to sell. That this is a big moment. I mean, even the fact that she's got wings and all that shit. Yeah, she should be pretty obviously something otherworldly and kind of like implied as so. But oh, forgot about the horn or whatever it is, antlers. There. Okay, and the underside of the chin would also have a shadow. I forgot about that. Okay, we're gonna have to be very careful here. Excuse me, guys. Oh. Okay, now put that on the other side of the chin. I don't think that's correct, but we'll see when we add the... See? Now it makes sense. Now it makes absolute sense. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that actually does not look half bad. Well, okay, let's focus on what we need to focus on first. Let's do it for the wings as well. So one side would be dark, one would be light. Easy. Made up for that angel that I had to draw for Inktober. Fucking hell. If you ever want to see that madness, it's under shorts called, I think, Inktober. The hashtag was Celestial. That I do remember. But I do not remember which day it was. It was like 14 or something like that. Yeah, it was week 2. It was the end of week 2. Because I remember at the end I said, and that's a perfect way to end week 2 of Inktober or something like that. I'm not gonna lie, that actually doesn't look too bad. But I think I would put the shadow. What the hell? Oh. I think I would put the shadow going more like this. Because that looks a lot more, I guess, smooth and natural. Yeah, that's fine. I was expecting it to kind of look awkward, but no, looks fine. And now comes the fun part, actually adding in like the parts that matter and all that. Because we can't just leave her half shaded and all that. Because there would be shadows on the side in certain areas. Like that's one area I can think of, like right there in the cusp between her boob and her armpit, I guess you could say. The underside of the arm, sleeve thing. But it's going to be pages like these, the ones that have like certain elements to them that are impactful for the story. Okay, would there be a shadow where the boob is like underneath? I don't think so. Well, let's think about it. She's leaning down, her boobs are literally just hanging down in her shirt. Yeah, there wouldn't really be any shadow back there. The only thing that bugs me about this was a goddamn hand on this side. But hey, it was my first attempt. Like, one thing I really wish I wouldn't have done this to myself, but one thing that I would do here is definitely add some light right here to this side, because there is light coming from that side. A metaphorical light, I guess you could say. I don't know what I was thinking when I decided to put both on the same damn layer. God, that's so stupid. And again, sometimes you don't think straight when you're doing stuff. Especially when you've been at it for God knows how long. I don't even remember how long this piece took. Or this page, I should say. I don't remember. I don't think it took that long. It was just a matter of getting that pose down. Because it was my first time ever trying this one. So I think if I remember correct, because I do remember drawing it, and that it was kind of a bitch and I have to get right, but it wasn't like that bad. It was just a matter of tinkering around with it until eventually, finally, I got the gist of it. The hardest part was this right here, the hand. The hand pose was the hardest part of this entire part. Like this entire pose, this was the hardest part. Mainly because I'd never drawn the hand at this angle before. That's why I stress to anyone who is an artist, do not avoid your weaknesses. I know it's scary, for sure, but you've got to face those demons eventually. And here's the thing, once you do, you become better. And if you just keep grinding and grinding at it, eventually, yep, you'll get it. It's just a matter of breaking that mold and going, am I brave enough to do this? Yes, I'm brave enough to do this. Okay. So it's just about kind of stepping back, looking, and then just kind of reassessing. Like one thing that I avoided like the plague when I first started drawing was 100% hands. I didn't want to deal with them. I didn't want to even try them. I did not even want to touch them. But eventually, when I got into like doing more heavy poses where the character hands needed to be shown, that's when I said to myself, yep, it's time. We need to learn how these ligaments work. And the things that make hands like stand out the most, I mean, honestly, are like the shaping. Like if you don't get the shaping correct, yeah, the hand is definitely gonna look off. It's gonna look wonky. But even if you screw up a hand, it's not really a huge deal because every artist struggles with hands. Someone can say they are a god at hands and they still struggle. Every artist has some kind of off day. I know I do. And I am not afraid to admit it. I have had days where I can't draw boobs. I've had days where I can't draw legs. I can't draw arms. I can't do this. I can't do that. Yep, been there several times, and even professionals that have admitted, you know, there's those days when you're just not you, when you're not at 100%. And yeah, you have to look up a reference or something to go, oh, okay, that's how I do that. Yeah. Like I said a gazillion times, references, if you need them, are your friend. Do not avoid them. Whoever said it was a sin to use references, seriously, I hope you're burning in hell right now. Okay, that don't look too bad. Like, I've recently just learned how to do this kind of shading style. Like, before, my shading style was just basically, yeah, let's just put black shadows. And that was it. Then I learned how to do this, thanks to a friend actually telling me, hey, there's an easier way to shade. Like, that's another thing that you really want as an artist, is just friends. Friends, friends that are experienced and know a lot more than you do. That has definitely helped me way more than it has, caused me problems. The only instance where I can think of like a quote unquote friend not being, a benefit to me was my first art teacher. But that's in the past. We've forgotten about that omen. But the point is that you have to break out of your comfort zone in order to become a better artist. Like if you're someone who wants to draw, you have to face your demons eventually. One day it'll happen. You may say, no, it's never going to happen, but it'll happen. Trust me, I never thought I'd see a day when I can draw a hand. Like anywhere close to what a hand actually looks like. But here we are. Right. Okay, this is where I actually need to switch tactics. That would have a shadow underneath. Like as you can see, I've definitely improved a lot. And just by doing things like challenges and just drawing something every day has definitely taught me a lot. I know Inktober definitely taught me a lot of new tricks for the trade, and while there were some where I was about ready to lose my damn mind, I'm like, that goddamn angel man, that fucking thing has me traumatized. While it was a lot of work, it was worth it because it did teach me somewhat how to draw like angel wings. But I still prefer demon wings over human wings or angel wings. By far. Like right there, I could stop and it would look fine. But am I going to stop? No, because I know that this page has to hit. Even though she's only going to be on screen for like, what, maybe 5 seconds? Doesn't matter to me. I want my audience to realize, hey, this is actually a really important character, and you should, you should know that she is a very good character. Now you wanna sell that. So I think for the majority of that side, it's pretty much good to go. But the opposite side where the light is not hitting, I need to add some light highlights to the wings. And if you're wondering how long these wings took, they didn't take the 2 hours that the other ones took. Mainly because I did my research and I learned how to draw angel wings. Best tip of advice? Yeah, look up references. Look up references, have good friends. Whoops. Look up references, have good friends, and just enjoy your work because it's worth it in the end. Okay, I am on the right layer. Okay, good. This is where I'm just going to kind of add little lights to the outside of the wing edges. Just to kind of give it that initial realistic look. But I think these wings only took me about, let's say, a guesstimate of about maybe at most an hour. No, probably about a half hour actually, because once I got it down, it was very, very easy. And yeah, it's a dead copy paste. It's just like copy this side, paste it on that side, and erase any excess. I see some spots I missed, but that's okay. Now, is there a cheat for the siren fin tail or tail fin? I don't know. I haven't I haven't went back to that monster yet. Luckily, I'm gonna have to do it eventually in Redhill because we do have a siren character. And while she is humanoid most of the time, maybe there will be a scene where she is more mermaid-like. But there's definitely got to be a way to simplify more than what I did, even though I do love how the results of that piece actually did turn out. Like, that piece turned out amazing. The lighting and everything just looks amazing. And I'm not afraid to toot my own horn. I'm proud of my shit when I'm proud of my shit. Especially when it was an endeavor like that to get there. Especially when it was an endeavor of 2 hours frustration, just wanting to die. Yeah, it was definitely not something that I was very thrilled about doing, but when I look back on it now, I'm like, it was worth it because it was worth it. It looks good, and I can say I spent 2 hours on that, and look at how good I did. And I know not everyone's going to be on board with, like, Redhill and the anime stuff, but as I've said before, time goes on and I must move forward with it. Pony was fun, guys, but yeah, it's time to move on to something new. I'm gonna add more light to these guys. It is time to move on to something new. That's the only thing about, like, wings, is that they are very repetitive in nature, and you can very easily miss a spot. Okay. Oh, these guys. But yeah, if that's one tip I can just give anybody, it's that, you know, just try to counter or just try to get out of your comfort zone. Like, I've been wanting to do comic shit for a long ass time, but you know how the algorithm is. You know how the algorithm is. You know how YouTube is. If you ain't doing what you normally do, then you, pretty much, is what the game is to them. Okay, I'll do a like there. Like, yeah, have my views gone down and my sub count has, like, just drastically tanked? Yes. But was I expecting it? Absolutely. Am I happy about it? No, not necessarily. But it's something that I see as something that basically will eventually grow. Like, when I started YouTube, yeah, it was a rough time. Trying to figure out where my footing was, trying to figure out how to get views, how to do this, how to do that. Then along came Pony stuff, and it just blew up. And that was my little happy place for a decade. But now, yeah, Pony's not as vibrant as it used to be. It's not as popular. It's not as, you know, it's just not there. And it's honestly not really there in my heart. Like, I wanted to finish Return to Bear Shop Lakers for sure. But once I did, I felt, this is a good place. Like, this is a good way to not say goodbye, but this is a good way to begin a new chapter. Like, we just ended with a massive accomplishment. So now we're going to push that even higher by doing something that we've never done before, which is an original production. And let me tell you what, guys, doing original shit is so much more fun than doing something with the third wheel. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I chose to learn how to draw, I didn't expect it to get to this point. I was like, I just want to try it. Let's just try and learn the basics. Well, I did, and got hooked. Like, I was hooked. It was so therapeutic. It was so fun. And I was having a blast. So, my mind was going to the place of, let's put this, like, let's adapt this to the YouTube channel now. Now that we have, like, a new medium, maybe we can turn it into something. And that's where things like Dark Encounters and what I'm doing now have come from. Just the drive to push myself outside that box where I was pretty much stuck. Like, I love Pony. Love it, but even I know when it's time to drop it. Is it sad? Yeah, it hurts, but it was a great ride. Like, a decade, pretty much. And now I'm doing things that, while it is slower and it's not as, popular for my channel, I don't really care. I don't really give a shit. Why did I not put this as a different color? Hold on, we're going to step back for a minute. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's add like a darkness to that because your hair is a naturally dark color on the other side. Put that in. Oh yeah, that makes that look a lot more better. Oh, I know what's going on. It's the contrast with the wings in the back. Right there, I think she's pretty much good to go. It looks shaded. The only thing I don't think is shaded is up here. Oh, why didn't I just do that? Oh. I'm on the wrong layer, that's why. Now, how does the lighting work up here? Great question. Well, let's just try something and see what happens. I want to say it's the other way around. Yeah, it's the other way around. Oh, round things are annoying. That symmetry. Like those are some of my demons, but do I have white backgrounds? Nope. Nope, bitty, nope, nope, nope. Oh, I know one thing I can add here. This is an additional little detail. You gotta go on top of the halo. Let's go. That's a special brush, isn't it? I think so. Yeah, it is. Okay, then I'm gonna make my own. Let's see if I can do this. Nope, that looks off. Maybe I can use an asset. This one? Yeah, this thing. No, doesn't look right. Yeah, I think that's fine. Just trying to think of anything else that I can add. Besides the text, of course, which I do need to add. Oh, whoa. Wait, how did that get on there? Huh. Interesting. Now that's interesting. Oh, right, there's no text on this one. Yeah, I think she's pretty much good to go. Nice. We're making great progress. Very, very good. Very, very good. But yeah, that's what I would consider more. That's what I would consider more severe and more on point shading. Like more like attention to detail. Alright. Pause. I will be right back. Alright, back. Really? Okay, so again, this is another case of kind of we don't really need to do much. Because there's a lot of like shading work already done naturally. So the only thing I can think really is just, yeah, these two panels. And I think this is a case of where it's small enough to where we don't need to really worry about too much. I think if we just add some like subtle little shadows like to the places where it matters, we're fine. I'd also add a shadow underneath her because I forgot to do that when I was drawing her. Okay, what? 1, 2, 3, that'd be 3. Okay. That's the wrong one. Okay, what the hell do we got going on here? I believe so. Why is it doubled up? Huh, interesting. Okay, I gotta figure out where the actual color layer is first before I do anything. 35. Make sure I'm on top. Okay, for Brina, okay, that's more interesting. Again, I don't think we need to really shade much here. Just probably under their butts and a little bit in the areas like the bangs and stuff like that. Yeah, I feel like that's more the areas where we need to focus. Okay, I'll do under their butts later. Okay, I'm not too entirely sure how that happened. Crosses. Okay. There. There. Yeah, we're just gonna go very, very light here. We're not really gonna focus too heavily on shading everything. Just what matters, the underside of the chin, the bangs, the nose. Just the noticeable areas. I think that might actually be a little too thick. Let me go to like a 2.4. Still too thick. Follow that line, dork. There we go. Okay, let's up that just a little bit. Now the part that is always tricky for me, which is the underside of the damn chin. I don't know why, but this one always gets me. I think I've done it a gazillion times by now, and you would think I'd know how to do it. No. No, you completely overestimate me. You believe too much in me. Yep, it's not right. I think that all I need to do is just kind of cut that down a little bit and just kind of round that out. Yeah, that works enough. Okay, right here. Just don't bleed the inner side of her boobs because, yep, those cast shadows. Okay, a little too much. It's so subtle. Oh my god, are you serious? Let me just ride the line then. Maybe that's enough subtlety. Here we go. Fucking hell. Yep, that'll work. Anywhere else that's very noticeable. The inside of the ear. Yep, that'll work. Maybe like this area. Where's the... Yep, right there. get that color, because there is some separation right here between these two areas. So that would cast a shadow. Alright, under the booties. So that would just be kind of a lighter, maybe slightly darker. And then it would just kind of connect from point A to point B. Shadows are tricky. Very, very tricky. Okay. Not bad. Maybe just go on the outside of that a little bit. Just go like that. Better. Okay. Now that they've got some shadows underneath the... well, she's got a shadow. Not Brina. Brina would be more like this angle. Imagine it's got to be something like that. I don't know. Well, let's fill in the blank and see. Okay, interesting. Oh, I see. Let's try. What the hell? Get off that. This is where I just gotta kind of experiment around a little bit. Okay, that's not straight. One of my weaknesses. Symmetry. Hate it. I hate symmetry. It is a pain in my butt. So whenever I have to do it, I throw a fit. No, I just cut to the screen. So screw. Crud. I gotta do symmetry again. Okay. Yeah, because the shadow would be obscured by the leg. So yeah, you just mainly see the one under her butt. How did I almost get like that under the color kind of effect? That's weird. Okay, now something weird is happening, and that's that the contrast with her hair is not matching very well with the one underneath her forehead. It'd have to be lighter, I think. Or am I just overthinking it? I am probably overthinking it, and I'm just giving myself more work than I need to have. Just trying to think of what to do here. What is the plan? Like, it almost feels like the hair needs to be darker. But that's not right because it's the same color palette. I remember copy pasting the color palette. Hang on. Nope, I've got a solution to this. Just lower the opacity. I could do the airbrush thing, but I really don't want to. Not with this small of space to fill in. That's what I mean. I'm not trying to be lazy, I'm just saying That's very tight spacing to fit. Hmm. I don't know. That's tricky. I feel like the hair just needs to be darker. It feels like it's too light. Like it doesn't look right. And I don't know why it doesn't. Hmm. Maybe I just move on and ignore it. It was fine before, now it's just my brain's just knocking. Hey dude, no. Didn't I copy paste this one directly? I think this is one I might be able to copy paste. Kinda looks like Layla is about the same size. So I feel I can do this. Let me just... Hey guys, if I can simplify it, I'm simplifying it. I'm not wasting any more time than I need to. And I think we somehow managed to get both of these on the same panel. I'm not sure how, but okay. If I just connect like that, kind of. Yep, directly connects. Sweet. Except it's not the same opacity. It was around 61-ish%. Okay, then get rid of the excess. Could also add some stuff later, because I will admit that the panel to the left does kind of look like it's kind of, I don't know, bland, but it's meant to be kind of a moment of silence kind of thing, where the characters just kind of take a moment to breathe. I think it's fine. Right, save. Nice. Okay, I gotta pause. Be right back. Ready? Again, I feel like this is going to be kind of the same ordeal where we just don't really have to do too much per se. Like, I feel like these top two can be just a simple, like, under the eyebrows, oh my god. Under, like, just put shadows where they would cast naturally. Those top two would probably be about the same because it was a copy paste, just different, like, facial expression. Poor little girl. She just wanted to help someone. This one, it already looks like it's good enough. Like, it looks like it's already got the impact, it's already there. This one would just be kind of a front face kind of thing, maybe just underneath. Actually, no. This would actually just kind of be underneath the, I see that, underneath the bangs as well. We don't really need to go dark here, because it's not really to that point yet. No, that's more Rena's section. That is definitely more Rena's section. Okay, let's go a very light gray. That might work, but it is angled incorrectly. A little less than that. The eyes kind of throw me off, the eyeball is kind of throwing me off a little bit. It's kind of confusing me a little bit. Okay, then it would cross over kind of like this. Underneath the chin, because that's always an area. Excuse me. Maybe right here for this hair. That's just kind of hanging down and casting a shadow. A little bit more right here. Inside the ear. Guess we could just do the airbrush thing. Yeah, let's just do that. So this is kind of more Layla's colors. We're just going to kind of go a darker color. Yeah, I've got plenty of space. Is that noticeable? Yeah. So we can just go with that color. I'm not even going to worry about that line right there because it's not even seeable from a far distance. Yeah, let's just keep adapting it. Adapting. Sometimes you gotta be as precise as a goddamn surgeon with these things. Oh. Probably should put that in a separate layer. It's there, but it's very, 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 very hard to see. Let me try a darker color. Yes, I'm gonna have to go over this entire thing again. It's okay though. That's probably a lot more noticeable. Yeah, there we go. That's more the right tone. Just hate doing these long strands. Because one slip, I have to start all over again. And that's very easy to do when you have shaky hands like me. There we go. Okay. Now just the back side. Just double check I can't see that. Just bleeding over in anything. No? Okay. Yeah, we can do the clothes. The clothes are pretty much about the same, like, length and shit. Nope, darker. Okay, a little later. Whoa. Like I said, shading is really not necessarily the funnest part. It's actually one of the more annoying parts of the process, I would say. Takes forever. Okay. I'd say that looks good. She does kind of look kind of pale, but that's okay. It's fine. And I think we can just do this thing again. Because I remember just just blop blop. Like I remember just copy pasting yours. So I'm just going to make it a lot more easier on all of us. Oh, right. I gotta put that in the right place first. Okay, get that out of panel 1. Open panel 2. And we've got to put her right above that. Okay, now we can put this into place. Alright. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'd say about right there. Okie doke. We don't care about the text. That one's fine, because the background already gives it enough as is. Yes, this is a very dark story, guys. Very dark. I mean, it's me. You guys should know this shit. But it's just our YouTube. It's not the real deal, so do not sue me, please. Okay, let's find the color layer. I believe. Nope, that's the background. There it is. Okay, we're just gonna go easy here. Not with this brush, though. Stop. Maybe a bigger brush than that. Lighter. About right there, I'd say. Why do you do this? Okay, I don't know why it's doing this crap, but it's annoying, to say the least. I swear, there are days when our programs want to work, and then there's days when they do not want to work. A little bit more depth on this side. Yeah, I know this face kind of looks kind of wonky, but it was a day. It was most certainly a day. Other side of the chin. Like, as you can see, guys, this is literally just, yeah, a lot of repetition. Very lot of repetition. And that's why it is kind of boring when it wants to be. I want to see if I can't get Brina's section done tonight, because I know that a lot of the big shading, like the big stuff, isn't necessarily a huge issue right now. Like, I know in this chapter there's not really much left that's going to need a shit ton of shading. Okay, now the hair. Uh-oh. Ew. Oh, that's why it was doing that. Well, too late now. I'm not going back and fixing that shit. Alright, it looks fine anyways. Okay, make this a little tiny bit bigger. And just give these bangs a little bit more volume. Yeah, she almost looks a little too bright, which is weird. A little darker for the other side. Just make sure there's no bleed coming through. Yeah, it like feels like her face is a little too dark or a little too bright. Like I can already tell there should be like an ear right here. Her face is very elongated. Oh well. That just proves I'm not AI, guys. I'm not doing AI shit. I haven't ever gotten that accusation, thank God. But let's just say I know there's people out there that are like that. Just go on Twitter for 5 seconds. You'll see exactly what I mean. I think that's good enough for this page. So I'm going to save it. Alright. Moving on. I gotta pause. Alright, we're back. Okie doke. So again, a lot of the shading already is done. And I think I'm just going to go light shading on the last panel. Like this one. Guys, look at the gaps. Like, look at the gap room for all of that. Oh, wait, I could add like a shadow underneath them. That'd probably be a good idea. Okay, so that would be panel 1, 2, 3. Just gotta figure out where that is. Well, I guess since I'm only doing that. Oh, I didn't check the. It says 27 right here. Okay. Let's go like I said. Thank you. Let's go a light gray. Do something like this. Maybe connect it to her butt a little bit better. There we go. There we go. Same deal here. Maybe. Okay, I really don't think I have to do the back of the wall. Okay, that's good to go. It may sound like I'm rushing, but I'm not, guys. I swear to God, I am not rushing. I'm not trying to, anyway. Like this, I'm not going to shade for a reason, because it's meant to be basically that way. It's meant to be exactly like that. No shading, just shadow. Like it's supposed to basically reflect this one. Exactly what's going on here. So I'm not going to shade that one, but we are going to shade the last one. we're just going to add some shadows to the undersides of the bangs and call it a day. Where's my stabilizer? I'm not doing the thing again, am I? Okay, good. It actually probably start from like right there. Stabilizer's a godsend, but God, is it also annoying. You want to clean up your lines and have shaky hands? Yep, the stabilizer is definitely a tool you need. Just don't make this mistake that I did, and make sure you set it to where it stabilizes after you do the stroke. Otherwise, it just won't work. Why that is not the default, I have no idea. God damn it. Okay. Okay, let's give her hair some darkness. Maybe a little bit more than that. Airbrush. That might be a little too dark. Yeah, it's a little too dark. Just a smidget. Also, I was shading the wrong side. I need to do that side, not the opposite side. Could do like, okay, erase that stroke and just kind of go something like that. That does kind of give it more of a dramatic vibe. But I would put probably a more darker shadow like that. And probably make the brush just a teensy bit bigger. The thing about doing this is just really so much cleanup. Oh, not that. Now I've got to clean up all of the bleed. And I'm getting all the edges. Fuck me. Oh. Okay, that does look better. I like that effect a lot more. I guess I could do that like for this side as well. Well, let's see what it looks like. It's amazing what one little thing can do to just, yeah, change everything. Okay, I actually forgot I have this little tool that makes cleanup a lot more easier. Really? Okay, where did I miss? Ah, up here. If there's any in there. Okay. Think that one's done. Oh, nope. I know one more place we can put some shading. And that's the inside of the mouth on panel 2. Oh, I fucked that up, but whatever. You're supposed to be the final pages anyways. Nope, not that. Not that. There it is. Let's go like something like that. Whoa. Easy, bucko. No. There we go. Okay. Brush, can we please? Okay. Alright. I think this page is pretty much done. Okay. Pause. Oops, not that. Okay, we're back at this page for just a second because I want to do the black shadow effect thing with Layla down here because I think that does look 10 times better as like an effect. This is all the shading, right? Yeah. So we are just gonna go and just go, whoa, wrong brush. Just gonna kind of go something like, not like that. We're gonna go something like that. Just kind of gives that dramatic look to it. And considering what is happening in the scene, yeah, it fits. Like I told you guys, the story of Redhill Academy really doesn't even begin until like chapter 2 or 3. I'm trying to figure out if it actually does start in chapter 2 or if it actually begins in chapter 3. I mean, if you ask me, I'd say it more starts probably in chapter 3. Like, that's where the story actually starts chugging. Okay, I can already tell there's like a little bit of a... There's not enough room up here. That might work. Get rid of all the bleed. And what I mean when I say bleed is the excess. Like, just when you color outside the lines. Like, think of it that way. That does look better. I like that much better. Okay, save that. Alright, now we're actually on to the next page. Be right back. Alright, next page. So I feel we can do just a little bit of shading with Brina here. Like just very mild shading. And then down here would be more where the big shading comes into play. Wow, that hand is weird. Oh well. We win. Or we learn as we go. Right. Actually, I really don't even think... I really don't even think that needs anything, honestly, because the effects are getting the point across enough. Like, honestly, I don't really feel like she needs shading. And I'm not being lazy here, I'm just thinking from the perspective of the person reading it. Like if I was reading that and I came across this page, I wouldn't even think twice. Yeah, I don't think that needs anything. The hands do though. Okay, so that would be the last panel. So where is the colors? Right there. Okay, and just like with the hand before, we're just gonna go and plop. Actually, nope, needs to be black. Not that. Whoop. It actually looks kind of cool. Okay, just kind of turn that to maybe 20-ish%. Okay, so the light would be coming from above. So once again, we're here again doing this. Get rid of that. Let's try that again. I'm just trying to follow the lines and just trying to shape it correctly. It's always these kinds of angles that are really tricky for me. Okay, not too bad. Something like that. Okay, so light comes from down onto the hand here. Let's just focus on Layla's hand for a minute. One, two. Okay, now Layla, or whatever her name is, Brina's. Now Brina's hand, which would just be on top. Nice. Oh, isn't she at a certain angle here? Like she's reaching down from the ground, pretty much. Okay. Then the thumb, which is huge, but that's okay. Considering I've watched animes where I've noticed considering I've watched animes and seen mangas where I've looked at the art and you can definitely tell that the artist was having a very off day when they drew it. Yeah, it's only called being human if you fuck it up a little bit. He'll be fine. Okay, that's not right. Let's just kind of lower the amount of light on the thumb so that matches up with that more. Fucking hell. Let's see. Something along this. Curve it at the end. That's the right idea. Still feels like something is not right though, and I think it might just be the dark, like it's not dark enough. Or, hang on. What if light gets in here? Like just a small amount of it. Let me see if that might do anything. Nope, that looks off. Okay. Let's do the thing. Nope, not that small. There we go. Yep. I mean, yeah, that looks close, I'd say. Yeah, I'd say so. Definitely sells the whole impact of, hey, this is her taking a hand. Alright. Okay, that page is done. Alright, I gotta pause and get to the next page. BRB. Alright, back. I actually think we are on the last, yeah, we're on the last page of the first half of the chapter, pretty much. Oh boy, this is going to take some work, I guess. The first two, I'm not too worried about. They're just headshots, so they're not really meant to be something serious. They're just kind of there for comedy. The ones I'm worried most about are the bottom two and the bus. And the bus is a trickier one because I'm not used to shading like vehicles. So I'm gonna save the bus for last. Just because I don't want to stress myself out. These bottom ones are just basically going to be exactly what we just did. So let's start with panel 4 first. Gotta figure out where it is first. 74. Okay. Oops. Okay. Get a black. All right there, I'd say. Lights on top. I remember this hand giving me a crap ton of issues when I first drew it. So if there's a little area, there's some areas that look where it looks kind of wonky. Sorry. I tried, okay? Like I said, I am no master at drawing the hands at all. Definitely a no. Okay. Not bad. This is interesting. I think it's another kind of situation like this where we just have to kind of add it in slowly but surely. Mainly the shadows. Okay, not bad. But now we gotta add those like little subtle shadow lines. Okay, let's make a little bit of a smaller brush. Yeah, more like that. I want to say a shadow would be like cast right there. Oh. Okay. That works. Good enough for a hand, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. Let's blur. Definitely. And if you're an artist who wants to make their lighting look a little bit more realistic, this is definitely the hack tool. Which all you basically do is you run your blur tool over the lines where the shadows connect, and yep. Okay, I'm not too entirely happy with how that it looks. There we go. Now they fixed it. We're basically doing exactly what we just did. I remember, it's a copy paste of the last one. It's exactly the same. Because I didn't want to draw hands again. Can you blame me? I think not. Okay. Let's find the color layers. A4. Right there. Alright, just basically going to do exactly what we did. Okay, I'm not too entirely sure what's going on with these lines, but... Uh-oh, am I on the color layer? I am, okay. I did the thing again, guys. Whoops-a-doodle. Forgot to make the second layer. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So like I said earlier, shading is literally just a lot of repetition. Especially when you're doing a lot of repetitive like angles and stuff. Okay, that doesn't look right. Smaller brush. Gonna have to do this kind of the what the hell stabilizer. How did you get on 5? Get back to 2, bitch. Have no idea how that got on 5, but somehow. Not terrible. Okay, I think I see how the light is supposed to line up here. I think it goes more like this. Curve that up just a little better. There we go. Okay. than that. Going down this way. Just gonna have to do it this way. Yep. Okay, now the other hand. Now the thumb, the trickiest part. Okay. I think there needs to be less curve right here and just kind of go like this. More of a straight line kind of approach. Yep, there we go. The hands are now handing. Okay, do the blur trick. Give the light a little bit more realisticness. Okay, don't fuck that up. There we go. Nice. Alright, now the fun part. The bus. I don't think this is going to be too hard to shade. It's just going to be kind of annoying. Okay, let's see. There's the bus. Is that the lighting? That's the lighting for the thingamajiggies. The things. I can't think what they're called. Okay, what about the lights? Because I need those right there. No. Seriously. Fine. Headlights glow. Where the fuck does it say that? Oh, clear at the top. Okay, so I would want the shading underneath the lights. So perfect. It lines up how I want it to. Let's see. This is interesting. I feel like the thing that needs to happen here is honestly just a lot of... This is going to be an experimentation. You know, I tell you that this is going to be an experimental one because I've never done anything like this kind of shading. First, smaller, lighter. Like already that looks better. Yeah, vehicles are definitely not my forte. And considering there's no light source in the area, it doesn't really make it easier. I think this is gonna be like one of those cases of where I just kind of go like a one streak on a very, very low brush size. Like that, pretty much. Just to kind of give the lights a little bit of like, you know, they exist. How in the fuck did you get on? Fuck off. God, such a stupid setting. Okay, this might require the ruler. Yep, it's gonna need a ruler or something. Because I'm not doing that shit. Let me try a straight line tool. Where's the ruler? Yeah, not dealing with this shit. Where are you? Ruler. Perfecto. The true straight line tool. Imagine there'd be a shadow underneath where the windshield wipers are. See any other specific areas? How did you... turn that off. I said turn that off. Thank you. Let's see how this adds up. Okay, you're slowing me down, and I don't like that. Okay. We are definitely going to have to lower the opacity of that shading, or that 100%. Yeah, there we go. Much more reasonable. I like that, but I don't like this one. Well, let's see. Go lighter. Not that light. Okay. I don't know what percentage that was at, but... fudge. Okay. Let's just erase that. Because I don't know if there's a shadow underneath that. Guys, it's been a long time since I've been on even a fucking school bus. So bear with me here. I do think one thing I would like to add is like very subtle circles for like the headlights. Let's see what happens if I try something like that. Well, I'm not doing that by hand. That shit. Did I do that again? Yes, I did. Looks like it's got eyeballs. Excuse me. Looks like it's got little eyebrows. Copy, paste. No, no. What? Yeah, I think that... Okay, that looks off. Ah, you ignorant. Okay, looks like I'm gonna have to do this. Just peg that down like that. Okay, now I just gotta repeat on the other side. Just flop it. Further over. Yeah, I'd say about right there. There we go. I don't want those to show very well. I just want them to kind of, yeah, they're there, like they just exist. Okay. I don't know what else to do, honestly. I am not a person for shading cars. I guess I could try something. Where did it go? Right there. Like one thing I think can happen is like a curve. Like down. If I can get a straight line. Kind of reminds me of a shading breasts a little bit. Okay. Okay, then just turn that down. I don't think it makes a difference, but let me try blurring it. Something like that might work. That already does look 10 times better now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, I like that. I think that's really all that needs to be there, though. Maybe I could put, like... I gotta figure out where the fuck that is. Because this is supposed to be, like, exhaust. This stuff right here is, like, supposed to be exhaust in the background. Because that's what comes out of the back end of a bus. What I could do... I think I tried this before and I didn't like it, but let me try it now. Am I still there? Am I still in the airbrush? No. Let me try, like, just kind of doing something like that. No, it kind of looks demented. Let me try the upside. Now it looks like we're in hell. this is really where you just gotta kind of dink around a little bit to see what happens. I honestly think that looks fine. Like, that is about as close as I'm gonna get to a shaded vehicle. Vehicles are definitely not the forte, guys. All right, I think we've got this section of Redhill done. And I went from doing 2 today to, what was it like? I don't remember what page this is. I think we're on like page 12-ish or something like that. Let's just say I've done a lot of shading today because I not only worked on this, I worked on the one I did for DA and also the extra 2 pages for this. So that's a massive, massive, like, bam, like, boom. In fact, I really like this way of doing things too, because it actually makes the process go a little more faster. So I think I'm going to call it there. That was enough work for one stream, enough shading for one stream, I would say. Yeah, about 2.5 hours worth. But yeah, we're definitely going to be working more on this because the shading process, guys, like I said, it is boring. So boring. Especially in comics where you have repetition, 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 repetition over and over again. So, yeah. I will probably get back to this tomorrow, probably. Depends on how I feel in the morning, honestly. But yeah, that was a huge amount of extra work, but it's also a huge what's the word I'm looking for? Like, we just got way ahead of the grind, essentially. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this madness, watching me just dink around with shading and shit. Hopefully you learned something.